And I had mentioned Secret Invasion, not Secret Invasion, Secret War. Sorry,
Oh, so
Secret
you
Invasion was
didn't.
horrible. And I don't know if you guys had heard. There had been rumors going around for a while that Sam Raimi had been tapped to direct Secret Invasion. Sorry,
Uh,
Secret War. Why do I keep saying Secret Invasion? Too much rum. Um, he was
well,
recently asked in an interview with, I think it was Screen Geek. Yeah, ScreenGeek.com. Like, is there any truth to the rumors or whatever? And he basically came out and said, no one has approached him, but he would love to direct that movie. He'd love to do another Marvel movie.
I don't know that
And
he's the right.
so here's the thing. I knew one of you was going to react that way, right? Because we've said this before. When you watch a Sam Raimi movie, you know you're watching a Sam Raimi movie to a point. But my argument is the Spider-Man movies he did don't feel like
Bullshit.
maybe the scene with Doc Ock in the second movie when he's at the
No.
hospital and
Those
the
movies
arms.
100% feel like Sam Raimi movies.
Yeah.
I will argue that forever.
I saw a
yeah.
clip today. It's the sequence in Spider-Man 2, Spidey's swinging through the city, and then all of a sudden there's it zooms out and it's Doc Ock's sunglasses.
Yeah, but
And
that's
it's such a
that
great
zoom out is
transition.
Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi was the master of the zoom out.
Right. And like that's such a great shot. It really is. And then he starts Ock starts climbing up the building. It's a really great shot. Like I think he can handle it.
No,
of course, no, he can handle it.
I mean, you can handle it, but I don't feel like it's the right. I don't know. I don't feel like he's the right person for this one.
I don't know how I feel about it because Multiverse had a lot of
horror elements.
It did for sure, a lot of horror. But Sam doesn't just do horror movies. Like he's done a lot of stuff in his career that's different. Like the best horror movies are made by real directors, not horror directors, right? Like the good horror movies are made by just guys who are good filmmakers. And Sam Raimi's made good movies. Like For the Love of the Game is a pretty good like sports romance movie. Like Simple Plan's a good thriller movie. Like The Gift is a good thriller movie. Like he's just a good director. And Darkman's got horror elements to it, but it's more of a thriller than it is. It's like a supernatural thriller more than a horror movie. So I mean, Sam Raimi can he gets a lot. He loves horror. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But there's a lot to him that's just not horror stuff.
Yeah, I think he's a great director personally.
That being said, I don't think he stuck the landing with Multiverse of Madness. James Burton says, "I love Sam Raimi movies. I love an FF Raimi movie more than a horror or Doom better." Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I can get aboard with that. I would rather see Sam Raimi making Sam Raimi movies. I've seen Sam Raimi making superhero movies, and I just want to see somebody else, especially with that particular story doing it.
I feel like, not necessarily, but part of the problem with Multiverse of Madness was interference from the studio.
Oh, I agree. And Sam Raimi's not at his best. Like, look at Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
When people are sticking their nose into Sam Raimi's business, I don't think you get his best work.
Right.
That's why Spider-Man 2 is the best of those, because he had proven himself on Spider-Man 1. They let him make Spider-Man 2, and he knocked it out of the park. And then Spider-Man 3 came around, and all of a sudden, Avi Arad's like, we need the Venom. Give me Venom. I want Venom. Like, and then it just, it doesn't work. And that's why I kind of want him.
Yeah, I mean, the problem was he was a fan of the Stan Lee era of Spider-Man comics. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, like, I don't know. I'd rather see somebody else do that movie. I don't know what that movie is yet, so I don't have any opinions really on who should do it. I just don't want Sam Raimi doing another Marvel movie personally, because I don't think we get the best Sam Raimi when he's doing those.
And I just don't feel like he'd be the right tone for it.
Depends what tone they want. Depends what they're looking for.
Yeah.
True, but
because if let's say they do the version from the comics and it's Doom that brings them together for the fight in the Secret Wars, like, and you want Doom to be menacing and dark, I think Sam Raimi's perfect for that.
Yeah, but it's not just the dark and like horror stuff. It's I don't know, I don't think the tone of it is just horror, right?
I don't know. I still argue that Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero.
It's one of them.
movie.
No argument for me. I love Spider-Man 2. I just don't want Kevin Feige telling Sam Raimi how to make a movie.
Right.
That's why I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm not I don't want that again.
And
right?
I totally agree with that side of the argument. Yes, definitely. But I would not turn it down. Like,
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't poo-poo it if
No.
they offered it to him.
Leave him the fuck. You know what? I'd rather see do that. I think I could do a better job. I think Coogler would be the guy to stick that landing. And they seem to let Coogler do what he wants to do. So I'm hoping if they do that, they would let it be Ryan Coogler.
Do they?
I don't know. Black Panther 1 was freaking awesome, and Black Panther
but I
2
feel like
was the movie he wanted to make. The problem is we didn't get the Black Panther movie that he wanted to make because Chad's dead.
I feel like
Yeah.
I honestly, you can say I'm crazy.
You're
feel
crazy.
like Riri Williams is thrown in there. That was a Marvel
It
studio
was
decision.
no, it was absolutely.
And she doesn't work in the movie. There's no need for her.
I don't argue that. I don't. But that's like, and we just went over why the last couple of years of Marvel movies didn't work because of studio interference. That being said, I think that he did the best job working in that era. Like Wakanda Forever is probably the best film of this era of Marvel movies, right? Just from a pure filmmaking standpoint. Right. It's great to look at. There's a competent plot. It's fun. Like, it's a good movie. It's a Black Panther movie without the Black Panther because they couldn't do the Black Panther movie. Right. It's like, it's a great example of like something that shouldn't have worked at all kind of working as good as it could be. And there's no other movie of that era that's as good, that's as well made. Like, there's some studio interference in that one, but it doesn't feel like as much studio interference as the rest of them had.
Yeah, no, I agree. It probably doesn't, but I do think that
I don't argue with you. No, I agree.
Williams stuff was all Marvel. Like, we want to bring this character in, and the movie to bring her in. It was like, really?
Yeah, but I could see Coogler going, okay, I can make this work, and trying to make it work. And he did his best at making it work, and it worked. But it's not like people are going crazy for Riri Williams. There's a reason why things are going on at Disney right now with what's going on.
I know.
The was it the vote?
The board stuff with Iger. He's got some points. Like, and I don't want to go like, it's this anti-woke culture. And I'm like, I think that's all stupid because I don't think anybody knows what that word means. But I do think that Marvel's been off the ball, and I do think they were trying to force too many new characters rather than trying to figure out what works with their characters right now. Right?
Yeah,
I do think it's a big problem.
But it's better that Iger won, right? Because
Iger's better. Like, Iger's better at letting people make movies. Like, the problem is that like the guy wrote Chapek was like we need all this stuff put in there, and Feige's like, we need to do this, and like it was
Chapek was the one
studio.
Chapek was the one that pushed for all this stuff on Disney Plus too.
Correct,
which really hurt Marvel.
Right. Like, Iger's pretty good at letting filmmakers be filmmakers, right? And he just Iger just wants Marvel and Disney to make good movies and not necessarily worry about, messaging, which I think that when you're worried, when everyone's talking about the message, you've lost the purpose of the message.
Right.
Because the idea of that kind of stuff should be like, you shouldn't eat, like Black Panther, right? That's a great movie. But you don't say that's a great black movie. Like, you don't do that.
And that should be the point, right? That should always be the point. Just make a great movie, period.
And I hate being a white guy saying these things because it's like, okay, you can say that from a position of privilege. You're 100%.
Well,
right.
I mean,
the problem is they just
you can even do it the other way. You can even do it the other way too. You can say Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, is a great movie.
It's a great chick movie. Yeah, but it's a great movie. I agree.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You don't say it's a great chick movie. You say it's a great movie.
But here's the problem: is that we're three middle-aged white guys saying this stuff, and so we look like we come from a position of power, saying they shouldn't be doing something. And I'm not saying that.
We are middle-aged white men, so we do have power.
No, like you. We push the button. The button. Push the button. No, I don't.
Okay. Wait. I'll make you happy.
What are you doing? We don't do that here.
Yes,
in the end, it's good that Nelson Peltz didn't win, because if he had been in charge, he had said some things about the Black Panther movies wouldn't have been made at all.
100%.
No woman would have ever been in any kind of perimeter.
100%. So. That guy is worse, but they're focusing on what Iger's saying. Like, Iger's concern is let's make good movies, right? This other guy's like anti-woke,
yeah.
but they're beating on these specific sound bites that Iger had. And like I understand, like you have to, like I want to see diverse characters. I want to see a good range of storytelling. The problem is Marvel's throwing out all these C and D list characters and expecting them all to land at
Right.
once, and none of them
So,
did.
Yeah.
That's the
um,
problem.
I think on this, if no one watched it yet, if this when you're done, go watch the rant that I posted on Friday, which was all about like our Marvel movies failing. Because if you look at the box office from last year, well, it was all comic book movies in general, but no, the only Marvel movie that did bad last year was the Marvels, and we've talked in
We actually kind of like that one.
Yeah.
but that failed for a lot of different reasons. It had nothing to do with um really wokeness or any of this other garbage. There's a lot of reasons why that movie failed. And like, but all the other Marvel movies that came out last year, Across the Spider-Verse, Ant-Man, Quantumania, and what was the other one that came out? Um
Thor.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They were all blockbusters. They all
Guardians was
made their
great.
money back and more. They all did really well. So to sit there, this one movie fails and everyone's like, Marvel's done, Marvel's dead. It's like, really? Based on one movie? Like, what are you talking about? I think people just like to see things fail.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
and
Just so they can be right. Look, it's failing. It's failing.
because
Yeah,
even
that's correct.
Aquaman, after all the other DC movies failed, the Aquaman movie made a lot of money last year at the end of the year.
People like Momoa.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing: people want these things to fail because they've been successful. Nobody likes a guy who keeps winning, right? Everybody wants to see the king get knocked down. Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Exactly. A lot of people do.
And they underperformed. Like, and there weren't a lot of great movies. Like we were used to like Marvel doing like hitting home runs. They didn't hit a lot of home runs last year. Ant-Man and Wasp sucked. It was a bad movie, right?
Guardians made money. That's all that matters to them.
Yeah, but at the same time, we talked about this on the show. That made money, and then like it starts a dwindling effect. Like, and a lot of it too. I think a big problem was Chapek's idea of like all this Disney Plus content. I think like I talked about it relentlessly on the show last year, how burnt out I was because there was just too much content. We're in April of 2024, and we haven't had Marvel content with the exception of X-Men 97. Like they've pulled back this year, and it's been refreshing. The last 2 or 3 years, we've been inundated with Marvel content, and it wasn't like the movies are failing. But again, like I said, not enough headline characters, and there's a reason why Spider-Man is the top selling character for Marvel Comics, because he works. Right? You just can't throw, and Marvel keeps trying this. You keep throwing all these characters with Spider-Man in there, and unless it's Peter Parker or now Miles as Spider-Man, it doesn't land for a reason. Stars sell comics, and star characters sell movies.
I have a feeling that this Deadpool Wolverine movie
is
going. It's going to be like the first Marvel movie that makes $1 billion.
It very well could. I mean, like, look at. It's going to be like Godzilla Kong. Like, I think that's a great like litmus test for what I think that movie could be, a team up movie, right? That's a lot of fun. Like, I jokingly told my wife, I said they lifted the script from Lethal Weapon to make the Godzilla movie, because there's various points that Kong looks at the camera like Danny Glover and it's like, I'm too old for this shit, you know?
Wait, Dave,
oh my God, it's true.
You said the first Marvel movie that makes $1 billion?
I said I think we've had Marvel movies made $1 billion.
Yeah, we've had several, like lots of them.
I know, like I'm pretty sure Endgame made $1 billion.
Endgame did, Infinity War did, Black Panther did. Like,
all right, it'll be the first one in a long time.
In a while. In a while, a return to form, let's say.
There you go.
Return to massive profitability.
Yeah, I mean,
like, make $1 billion opening weekend.
But again,
But
again, those are stars like Wolverine, Deadpool.
Right? Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman. Stars. Like, we haven't had enough stars in Marvel movies lately.
Yep.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.